Welcome back. Joining me on the Red Zone now is junior offensive lineman Alex Mann and junior long snapper Nathan Schweitzer. Guys, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
So Alex, let's start with you. The offense really seemed to click on Saturday. What do you think was working well for you guys against the Kingsmen?
I think it was really nice to get the ground game going again. I feel like our offensive line played really, really well. Everyone across the board, and then our running backs made us right. Nick Kukoc had an unbelievable day, 250 yards rushing. I feel like he made us right a lot of the time and really made us look better.
Well, and he always credits you guys whenever he busts open those long runs or even has a semi-decent game. He always credits the offensive line, but you guys have had to deal with a lot of injuries. What's that carousel been like, and how have you guys been able to try and, keep that unit intact?
Yeah, we try to just work more as like a unit. There's a lot of guys kind of moving positions. I had to play offensive tackle against Augie, so it's a little bit different, kind of bumping from guard to tackle. But we kind of just try to communicate as much as we can, talk to each other, and I feel like the more that we communicate and the more that we talk, the better the play is. So.
And Nathan, the long snapper extraordinaire, you were able to get on the field a couple times, and you and Nick Dace and Tyler Ashley-Campbell were able to combine for some field goals. What is it like been working on that special teams unit where you never really get the credit until you mess up, but you guys have been solid so far this year?
Well, it's just great when we can go out there and get points. Being anywhere inside the 50, knowing that Nick Dace can go in and kick a field goal, and to have that confidence in him to know that we're going to get points anytime we're even close to their end zone is great. And as long as the team's winning, I'm fine with that. I don't need any credit.
Well, you should get some credit because you and your fellow teammates also helped the Cardinals starters prepare. I mean, you guys are on the scout teams, having them look at different formations all week. How does that benefit this Cardinal defense when you have teams that you don't see a lot, like on the West Coast, such as Cal Lutheran and now Linfield this week?
Well, we really rely on our scout team to really help us out. They're the ones that give us a look. When you watch film, it's always a lot different than when you're actually out there playing. So we really rely on our scout team to, imitate the other team, and that really shows they need to do well in order for us to do well. So anytime we do well on a Saturday, we really try to give a lot of credit to them.
And you guys will hope to do well this Saturday, but it's another long trip for you guys, Alex, all the way out to Oregon. How much do you think this past week will help you guys be more ready to play this week since you had a long trip as well?
Yeah, I definitely think that last year's trip to Redlands as well as this past week's trip to Cal Lutheran really will help us prepare for the long trip ahead. It kind of gets us, prepared for the plane ride, the bus rides, and everything else, the hotel accommodations. And I feel like it'll really give us a step up, that we traveled last week to California and now we're going to Oregon.
And I know the coaching staff said to you guys before last week's game, we typically do well in the first round, but the second round is where you guys have a little trouble. Last year against Wabash, you guys lost a heartbreaker. How are you guys going to be able to rise to the occasion when you got to head into a very tough Linfield College stadium?
Definitely. Yeah, I think our coaches are thinking about it the right way. Normally we had practice on Thanksgiving morning earlier, about 9 o'clock in the morning, and this year we've just decided that we're going to do normal practice routine, have it at 3:30, and I feel like that's really going to benefit us. Just kind of trying to keep it as normal as possible. I know that it's finals week, but it's finals week and Thanksgiving right at the same time. We're trying to just, put that aside and just prepare like it's a normal week, and I feel like that's really going to help us out in the long run.
If you guys are having practice at 3:30, who's going to be keeping an eye on the turkey in the oven? Are we putting Coach Pooch in charge of that or something?
I think we might have to.
I don't think anybody wants to take a turkey away from 100 hungry football players. So.
That's true, but you guys have really seemed to bond this week, and obviously working out on Thanksgiving really helps that. Nathan, how do you feel that this holiday week, will it affect you guys adversely, or does it sort of help you guys just to be even closer as a team?
It's always hard being away from your family on Thanksgiving, but the great thing is, after today, finals will be over. All we have is to focus on is football. So, and really, the only people you're going to be spending time with are your teammates.
Well, you guys will be making another family trip out to Oregon. And how do you think seeing Cal Lutheran has helped you prepare for Linfield, Alex? I mean, the West Coast speed. You guys stress speed on your team, but the West Coast speed seems to be, right up there with the Cardinals in every facet of the game.
Yeah, I definitely think Cal Lutheran's D-line, they're very active and they're very fast. I feel like that's definitely going to be the type of game plan that Linfield has. Just watching some tape on Linfield, their D-line is very active, and I feel like playing Cal Lutheran the week before, we saw similar type players, and I think that's really going to benefit us coming into the game.
You know, and Linfield barely just escaped that first-round game. Were you guys keeping an eye on that game, knowing that you may still have another home game, or you guys were just glad to move on?
We were just more happy to move on. We were definitely keeping an eye on the game, but we were just more happy with our victory. And you know, we got to control what we can control. We can only control our game. So that was out of our control, and we just kind of let it be. And we're happy to be playing the second round, wherever it is, home or away.
You know, and as you guys move on to the second round, Nathan, what do you think is the biggest key for the Cardinals to continue the success, especially on defense?
We just have to stay consistent. Everybody's going to be excited for a second round game. Everybody's going to have a good team, and most people are going to be solid all the way around. So to really focus on your technique and what you're good at, and just stay consistent. You need to come out fired up, and if you do your job and the rest of the team trusts in you and they're doing their job, then everything's just going to come together.
You know, and offensively, you guys seem to pull a little West Coast, you know, trickery yourselves. You guys run a little wildcat there. How did that help you guys, Alex, sort of keep the game wide open and keep them on their toes defensively?
I think the wildcat really helps us out with Lano going back there and, you know, running quarterback and being able to run the ball. It just gives us an extra blocker on the edge, and Mike Betcher's been doing a great job from that fullback position, as well as Kukoc and Tassio. Being that lead backer from the running back position, I feel like it gives our offense a lot more versatility and it makes us a lot better and more deadly.
Well, hopefully you guys can be deadly again this weekend against Linfield College. Best of luck to you guys in Oregon. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you very much, you too.
We'll be right back and take a look at other Cardinal sports in action with North Central Sports Information Director Clark Tusher. Keep it right here on the Red Zone.